Well, for biting, I think they would be pretty good. However, we like to have a multi-purpose dog. A dog that can bite plus do drug work and that kind of thing. It seems like the German Shepherd is well, more in the last 10 years we've went to Belgian Malinois, but the Shepherd family seems to be a good all-around dog as far as work, drive, and aggression.
Can I say something? I've got a pit bull terrier. Okay, now can I say something?
Sure.
About him? Okay, now it appears to me with reading the article in the newspaper that the police always shoot a pit bull right off the bat before they give it a chance. My argument is this, and I also told the RN at the St. Joseph's in Pontiac, and I did not know that she had 2 pit bulls. I said that they should pass a law that you cannot have more than 1 pit bull, because when you've got 2 pit bulls, you cannot control them.
From my experiences, having 2 can be quite a pain. They do go at it quite often, just from the houses that I've been into. I agree. Since I've been on, I can safely say that we haven't shot any dogs. That's just for Pontiac, though. You know, it's hard to speak for all law enforcement, but I get it. They do have pit bulls do have a bad rap.
But see, we had German Shepherds when the kids were little, and since I got a pit bull here about 4 years ago, I got it as a pup, and I say everybody should buy a pit bull as a pup, not a full-grown pit bull. And I tell you, I love my pit bull, and I would not trade it for 10 German Shepherds.
It's all about how you raise it and just the nature of that dog's personality, I'm sure. Just
you got to show a pit bull that you're in charge. Yes.
Yep.
Hey.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Was Draco used in the slate bust?
In the slate bust on East Prairie Street. Is that what you're saying? No, he wasn't. That was the proactive unit. That was the unit that I was on that we got that with. So he wasn't necessarily used. We only use him almost as a last resort on stuff like that. There's law that prohibits me from going up to someone's house, you know, and using him without a warrant. I'm strictly by the book. That's my style. But there's a difference between that and, say, an apartment building. If I can be here, like in an apartment building in a common area, I can use him. There's just a lot of technicalities that, but no, we didn't use him. He was present, just in case, though. Anybody else? Good questions. Couldn't have them at all. How long did you live in Cicero?
I lived in Cicero about maybe 25, 30 years.
I heard that was quite a place to be until it got to where it is now.
Yeah.
Cicero is not at this time, but I've heard other people actually, Jim Booyah, the guy that owns Reflux, he was from Cicero as well. Yes, ma'am.
Is there still 14 known gangs in Livingston County?
That's a good question. We don't have a whole huge gang problem in Livingston County. I think we're fortunate. The only gangs that we have maybe are motorcycle gangs. There's a couple in Cullum. There's one in Pontiac, the Outlaws, that kind of thing. But as far as like gang banger, non-motorcycle type, I think we're pretty lucky in this county because it hasn't become much of an issue. However, there are specific people who have been in gangs and have moved back down here and still have contacts with gang members. But that's about as bad as it gets. So I think we live in a pretty safe environment as far as gang violence.
Wasn't it several years ago they had that big bust out on 55 when they stopped the semi?
State police get a lot of busts out of the interstate. And likewise, so could I. Having a dog on the interstate is amazing. That's where everyone is trafficking their dough. Semis and hidden compartments and everything. They don't allow me to stay on the interstate to find drugs. They want to go specifically in Livingston County. I get that. However, if I just had a little bit of time out there, they could really show some signs of success. Any sort of money that is located, we get to seize if it's not proven to be, earned lawfully. So it all can go to the county. Vehicles get sold. Vehicles get sold at auction. We get that money, and obviously the drugs and stuff.
So it has to be District 6 before you're called in?
Sort of. Occasionally I can go out there, but usually I only go out if someone requests me. So, let's see, I got 30, well, I was involved in a bus in Chinoa. They just got a couple weeks ago $35,000 in cash. I know a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, Jason Tuttle. He works for McLean County Sheriff's Office in Canaan up there. He gets to work the interstate all the time. He's getting pounds upon pounds of drugs. So it's out there. You just have to have the ability to play.
So. Tip off.
Yeah, that helps too. Okay.
And I'm going to ask you one more question.
Sure, yes sir.
Have you ever been afraid when you approached a car?
Let's see. Yeah. I'll be honest. There has been a couple times. I don't have rock solid, courage or anything. That's for sure. Just like anyone else, having a gun is only good enough of your reaction time. Sometimes you just don't have the reaction time. I feel a lot safer having my dog with me, that's for sure. But one time in particular, this has already went to court and he's been sentenced. I stopped a car from Zion, Illinois, up north. They were going from Zion to Decatur. This was actually on the interstate. It was going from Zion to Decatur, probably to purchase crack cocaine. So I knew that going in, just from gathering where you're going from and whatnot. I ran the driver through our lead system. She came back with a warrant for vehicle theft. So she was arrested. I went up, talked to the passenger, and he was just hanky. It's that kind of thing, just very suspicious acting, a lot of furtive movements, that type of thing. So I searched him, and he had a loaded gun in his waistband. It was a high .9mm with a round in the chamber. That I was scared on. I was by myself on the interstate, and we're going to have pretty much a drawdown, because he's not wanting to go back to prison. He ended up getting 41 years in prison for it. So it was his third time being arrested for carrying a concealed weapon by a felon, and he got launched.
I can't understand why you switched from a 357 to a, what are you carrying now?
This is a 40 caliber. It all depends on the preference of the department, so I just carry with a double.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was in Korea, and we were not supposed to carry our weapons loaded, but I most certainly did because I didn't trust nobody.
That's about right. That's how I sometimes feel. We risk a lot to keep everything under wraps. It's hard to even describe the issues that we have in Livingston County that people aren't aware of. We take care of it, I think. Heroin is insane in Livingston County. It's insane. We do tons of buy busts with heroin. It's out of control. People are going to Cicero every day to purchase heroin. Where are they getting their money from? They're stealing from loved ones and strangers and stuff. It's an epidemic here for this. And it's young kids, 18, 19 years old, that are sticking needles in their arms and using heroin. So a lot of people don't realize that it's that big. Honestly, I see more in the drug unit. I see more heroin than I do cannabis or marijuana. That's an issue. So that's just what we have to deal with as far as law enforcement goes now. That's our main concern here. The only issue, or the only problem that we run into is very small and easily concealable. Specifically, on a female's body that have been many ways to conceal, and they know that, and you just can't get to it without being, you know, straight up about it. So they know that, they play that to their advantage. So that's where we have to do use confidential informants to go in and make buys on them and bust them that way. So it's difficult.
Well,
Actually, the needles are easy to find. However, they're pitching them out the window as they're driving down the road as they're coming back south from Cicero. So with the drug deal, you get a couple baggies of heroin and a needle. So
well, that's
they give
where
those
a
out.
good part of our budget is going. Drugs.
Well, yeah, I'd agree with that. Yes, ma'am.
How bad is crack cocaine in Livingston County?
Not so bad. We have a couple dealers here in Pontiac. There's a couple in Forest. Not a huge issue. It's extremely expensive here for a little tiny, just a little tiny rock. Is $50 here. That's what it's running for. So it's too expensive for people. So crack is not huge yet here. Heroin is the drug of choice. You can get a baggie of heroin for $10.
Federal probation officer in Peoria.
Oh, I see.
She was involved in a lot of those different residential, I went over there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. With yeah. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing how you can. It's amazing how you can take a traffic stop, going from nothing, work it into something, and then actually follow it through and make something out of it. That would be something that I would want to do, is get into something federal like that. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. We like getting out and see everybody.
That was a nice talk, a nice sermon that you
Oh,
gave.
good, thanks. Thank you. Are you ready for our picture yet?
I used to, you know what? I used to play with dogs, but these here was bigger dogs. You know, Odell. I'm from Odell. So we used to have dogs up there.